put out the other one.
And another doctor who was on that committee at one point threw his hands up in the air and said, "I'm out of here. This is undemocratic. You came in expecting to railroad a position through."
We had one neonatologist on the committee who was very committed to the old position. And as a matter of fact, before we even had our first meeting, he said, I ain't going to change my mind. The evidence has just been accumulating in favor. And every month you look at it, there's another article. I can't keep up with it. There's one guy that keeps sending me new papers. Ryan, stop sending me another HPV paper.
So what I'm going to tell you today is that male circumcision is better for genital health, public health, and individual well-being. The reason I became passionate about it is because I'm passionate about science and evidence-based medicine. And I became aware that there are individuals in society who are anti-science and in favour of, retaining the foreskin. There's a whole list of risk factors in life that people should become aware of. Not to smoke, not to drink to excess, and another one is to ensure that their infant children get circumcised. I've had communications with the chair of the AAP committee, so I have been involved over the years as an international expert. I am a person who likes to speak up. It might be my Baptist upbringing, who knows? Now, I'm not going to preach religion, but I've got this message about health, and I'm happy to preach it in all its various shapes and forms, and one of those aspects is circumcision. Those who oppose circumcision are causing needless deaths, needless suffering for people in our community. They should desist.
Do you really think there's deaths that are caused?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Deaths from HIV/AIDS, deaths from penile cancer, and many deaths from cervical cancer. All preventable by circumcision.
In the parental decision making, there's beyond the medical, there's the non-medical aspects. Whether you want to call that cultural, religious, aesthetic, family tradition, personal experiences, whatever it is, people may use the medical as a justification. But it really comes down to the end of the day. Parents really want it. Parents don't want it. I think that the report tried to make an effort to bring that out into the open and say that not only is that the case, but that that's valid and that parents' wishes, even for their non-medical considerations, are a valid part of their making this decision. In my practice, I like to sort of define it as a tribal custom. And if you belong to a tribe that does it, then you really want it. And you can define tribe however you want. Now keep in mind, this is not a universally accepted standard. This is roundly condemned by the intactivists who feel that the overriding ethical concern is the right to bodily integrity, and no one should be able to alter your body without your consent. To me, that's actually the more interesting controversy or reason topic for discussion. And we have to decide as a society, what are our ethical standards?
If we go back far enough, what we find is that fathers were circumcising their children, not ritually in the Jewish style, but as a sacrifice to whatever deities they were sacrificing to at the time. As a matter of fact, some scholars have given us pretty good evidence that circumcision may have evolved as a substitute for child sacrifice. How did it become a Jewish ritual is the question. There you have to look at the Bible, the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, in which the creator of the universe appears to a 99-year-old man named Abraham, tells him that he will be able to impregnate his elderly 90-year-old wife, and that their children will give rise to a tremendous nation. However, he says, you must cut the flesh of your foreskin. What happened at first was a fairly simple removal of the front part of the foreskin and no more. It was only later that practice evolved further, first because Jewish men during the Hellenistic period wanted to perform in athletic contests naked, and they didn't want to seem to be circumcised, so they pulled the remaining foreskin back, what's now called restoration. They pulled the remaining foreskin back